James Francis Cagney Jr., born on July 17, 1899 in New York City, rose from humble beginnings to become one of Hollywood's most iconic actors. Raised in the gritty Lower East Side of Manhattan, he came from a working-class Irish-American family that faced its share of hardships. His father worked multiple jobs, including bartending, while his mother raised 7 children in their small apartment. It was in these early years that Cagney learned the values of resilience, resourcefulness, and ambition. Despite the tough environment, he attended St. Francis High School before briefly studying at Columbia College. However, it wasn't academia that called to him. It was the world of performance. Initially drawn to art and dance, Cagney soon discovered his passion for acting, and this would take him to vaudeville and eventually to the silver screen. The breakthrough in Hollywood. Cagney's entry into Hollywood was a gradual but steady one. In the late 1920s and early 1930s, as silent films gave way to talkies, Cagney made the transition from Broadway to Warner Brothers Studios. What set him apart was his raw energy and fast-talking, streetwise persona, which quickly captured the audience's attention. His breakout role came in The Public Enemy, 1931, where he played Tom Powers, a ruthless gangster. This film not only made him a star, but cemented his image as the quintessential tough guy. The iconic scene where Cagney smashes a grapefruit into Mae Clarke's face became one of the most memorable moments in film history, symbolizing his violent characters and bold approach to acting. Despite his on-screen persona, Cagney was known off-screen as a kind, disciplined, and family-oriented man. Versatility and mastery of craft. Throughout the 1930s and 1940s, Cagney's career blossomed. His ability to portray a wide range of characters showcased his versatility. He dominated the gangster genre, but he also ventured into more nuanced roles, such as in Angels with Dirty Faces, 1938, where he portrayed a criminal whose execution becomes a moral lesson for young boys. Cagney's range didn't end there, as he proved his comedic chops in films like The Strawberry Blonde, 1941. His crowning achievement came in Yankee Doodle Dandy, 1942, where he portrayed George M. Cohan, the legendary entertainer. This role not only allowed him to showcase his musical and dancing talents, but also earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor. It remains one of the most celebrated performances of his career and solidified Cagney as a true star in Hollywood. A devoted family man. Though Cagney was a renowned actor, he was deeply devoted to his family. In 1922, he married fellow performer Frances Willard Billy Vernon, and their union became one of Hollywood's longest-lasting relationships, lasting more than 6 decades until Cagney's death in 1986. Their bond was strong and enduring, a rarity in an industry often marred by scandals and short-lived marriages. Cagney and Billy chose to adopt children, bringing a sense of normalcy and balance to their lives. In 1940, they adopted their first son, James Francis Cagney III, followed by a daughter, Kathleen Casey Cagney. Despite his fame, Cagney was committed to providing a stable and private home life for his family, away from the pressures of Hollywood. Struggles behind closed doors. Though Cagney projected an image of a devoted family man, not all aspects of his personal life were without strain. His relationship with his son, James III, became strained in the early 1980s, and the two never reconciled before James III's sudden death in 1984. The loss of his son was particularly devastating to Cagney, as their estrangement had left a wound that was never healed. His daughter, Kathleen, also became estranged from him during his final years, though the exact reasons for their growing distance were never fully disclosed. Despite these personal challenges, Cagney's devotion to his wife and children remained a cornerstone of his private life, and he continued to shield his family from the public eye. Cagney's passion for acting and Hollywood's shifting focus. James Cagney was a man of principles, especially when it came to his craft. Known for his intense dedication to acting, Cagney held a strong belief that acting should be a respected art form, not just a way to capitalize on celebrity status. His views were often in contrast with the increasing trend in Hollywood, where fame and image were sometimes prioritized over talent. One of the most publicized instances of this was his outspoken criticism of actor Audie Murphy. Cagney respected Murphy's heroism during World War II, but he didn't believe that military service alone qualified him as a great actor. To Cagney, acting was about mastery of the craft, and Murphy's reliance on his war record, rather than genuine acting ability, rubbed him the wrong way. Cagney was a champion of artistry and believed that Hollywood needed to focus more on cultivating true talent, not just marketing a celebrity's image. A quiet retreat and final years. In his later years, Cagney retreated from the spotlight and embraced a quiet life away from Hollywood. He purchased a farm in Stanfordville, New York, where he could indulge in his love for painting, horseback riding, and the peacefulness of rural life. It was there, on March 30th, 1986, that Cagney passed away of a heart attack at the age of 86 on Easter Sunday. His death marked the end of an era, as he had been one of the most respected and beloved actors of his time. The timing of his death on Easter Sunday resonated deeply with many, symbolizing themes of resurrection and eternal life, offering a poignant reflection on the passing of a man whose work had become timeless. For Cagney's fans and peers alike, his passing marked the loss of not just an actor, but a man of principle and integrity. Legacy and tributes. Cagney's funeral was a solemn occasion, with tributes pouring in from across the film industry and beyond. The service was held at St. Francis Dale's Roman Catholic Church in Manhattan, in keeping with Cagney's Catholic faith. His funeral was not just a celebration of his acting career, but also of the values that defined his life: hard work, dedication to family, and unwavering principles. Friends, family, and admirers gathered to reflect on his remarkable career, from his tough guy roles in The Public Enemy to his inspiring performance in Yankee Doodle Dandy. Cagney had lived a life full of contrasts, an iconic actor with a private, family-centered existence. His death left a void in Hollywood, but his legacy endures through his films, which continue to captivate audiences around the world. The enduring influence of Cagney's artistry. James Cagney's contributions to cinema extend far beyond his personal preferences and controversies. He was a master of his craft, someone who could command the screen with intensity, charm, and authenticity. While his public persona was that of a tough guy, behind it lay a performer whose range was unmatched. His ability to shift from the morally ambiguous gangster to the heroic entertainer showcased his exceptional versatility. Cagney's influence on future generations of actors is undeniable, as he helped shape the golden age of Hollywood with his electrifying performances. Today, Cagney remains one of the most iconic figures in American cinema, and his work continues to inspire those who view acting as both an art and a discipline. His career, marked by both triumphs and struggles, is a testament to the enduring power of authentic performance.